Hi, it's Daphne. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing the Bookish scavenger hunt. Eliza tagged me in this, and I know Ren tagged her before that, so I'm so excited to participate. I have not prepared. I don't know what the prompts are necessarily, so let's hope that I have books to fill these prompts because my bookshelf collection, my physical collection, is much smaller than some of my friends. Also, do you like my flower crown? I got this last night at book club. They surprised me with a cute little like bridal shower, like book club bridal shower. We had like cupcakes and stuff, and yeah, that was so nice. So I figured I would rock it in a video. And this was like a very different angle. I'm vibing with this angle right now. Anyway, let's get started. The first prompt is, am I supposed to be timed or something? I don't think so. Okay, whatever. So the first prompt is a book with a color in the title. I do not know if I have a book with a color in the title. Actually, I think I do. Hold on. Yes. Okay. I have this book. This is gonna be really hard for you to see. It's The White Witch of Rosehall, which I believe is like clearly a witchy book. I think it takes place in Jamaica, maybe. I like almost know absolutely nothing about this. This was my mother's book. There's like a note in it. Somebody gave it to her, Dear Terry, lots of love from her friends, I assume. So yeah, I have this. I don't know where the dust jacket is. I never had the dust jacket, but yeah, it has white in the cover. Oh my gosh. I almost dropped it, but I caught it, we're good. But yeah, it has white in the cover, and hopefully I will get to this and find out what the story's about. I think it's kind of probably scary. But I really have no idea. The next prompt is a book with enemies to lovers. Enemies to lovers. Okay, I picked 2 books for enemies to lovers. I don't have a lot of like physical books, but the first one I picked is Beach Read by Emily Henry. These are like academic kind of rivals to lovers or like enemies to lovers. I think her name is January, really hates this guy, Augustus, and they become lovers. This is a very popular book. I really had a great time reading it, so that's for that. And then also, I read this a while ago. This is a Stephanie Meyer book called The Chemist, and it's about like a woman who is like a torturer or something. She like tortures people, and one of the guys she has to torture, sorry, my ring light is really bright on this shine. One of the guys she has to torture, he's like the love interest. So like they're enemies because she's torturing him. Like my torturer is definitely my enemy. So I just wanted to give you something unique, maybe a recommendation you haven't seen 1,000 times. So here's The Chemist. I read this like super quick when I was on vacation. It's not like my favorite Stephanie Meyer. I definitely still love The Host the most, The Hostess with the mostest. But yeah, this was like an addicting, compulsive read for sure. The next prompt is a book with a person on the cover. Okay, that's easy. I've got so many options. So this one I literally just added to my collection, and I'll probably talk about it in another video if I haven't posted it already. It'll probably come out soon with like my physical TBR. But it is Beverly Jenkins' Nighthawk. Now, look at this fine man. Do you see this man? So apparently this is about Ian, who's like a bounty hunter, and this woman, Maggie, who's on the run from a crime she didn't commit, and he's like trying to catch her because he thinks she did it. And it's like a black love story, and I'm excited to have another Beverly Jenkins book in my collection. Her books have been kind of hit or miss for me so far. I've only read 2. One, I was kind of like underwhelmed. I didn't think the spice was that good, and I thought it was maybe like leaning a little towards the boring, like 3 stars. And then her older one that I read, I actually enjoyed way more. Thought it was spicier, more interesting, more stuff going on, more compelling. So hopefully this one I really, really like. I actually picked up another one, but you won't know in this video. The next prompt is a book with a 1-word title. All right, I literally had so many options for a 1-word title, but I decided to pick this one to talk about. So this is Kaikeyi? I could be butchering that. I believe that this is like Indian mythology based with a woman, Kaikeyi, who is raised on the tale of the gods, and I don't know that much about it. I picked this up a while ago. It's a chunky book. The cover is also stunning. I just love the oranges in this, and I am so intrigued to learn more about like Indian folklore and mythology and their gods and things like that and their storytelling, because I haven't been exposed to that much of it yet. So intrigued by this and excited to prioritize it hopefully soon. Next is a book with 4 words in the title. 4 words, that's really, really specific. I'm picking up books that I haven't read yet. But this is another book of the month book that I recently picked up, River Sing Me Home. And first off, another stunning cover. This is so beautiful. This is, I forget how they pitched it. So this is a story about a Black family that find themselves in the Caribbean, and the mother is trying to find her children after slavery has been like abolished. The Emancipation Act of 1834 coming into effect, and yeah, her just looking for her children that have been taken from her due to slavery. So sounds really sad, but hopefully it's beautiful and thought-provoking and makes me cry, and I love it. So it's very short, and I'm happy to have it on my shelves, but kind of scared to read it because I don't want to be sad. But yeah, stunning, beautiful cover, and I imagine the context inside is also beautiful. Oh God. I've been doing this the whole time. The next question is a book you haven't read yet. So like most of the books I picked up I haven't read yet. Maybe we mix it up into a book that I actually read. I'm just taking my shelves apart here. So I have Jade City and Jade War. These are the first 2 books in the Greenbone Saga trilogy, and I still haven't read them yet. What am I doing? I'm like desperate to love these books. I like want to give them all 5 stars, but I just have no idea if this is like my thing because I'm a romance girly. I don't know why I think I'm like a fantasy, urban fantasy girl also, because I don't have that much experience in it, especially if it's not like heavily focused on romance. But I just feel like I'm gonna love these, and I think that anticipation has stopped me from reading them. So these books I haven't read, and I am desperate to get to them. I kind of want to do like a read along or something for these books because there's just so much hype around them, and so many people absolutely love this trilogy. And then the last question is a 5-star read. Okay, for this one, I kind of cheated. I have 3 books, and you have probably heard about these books 1,000 times already, maybe -1, because I literally read it like last month. But the first one, I'll do this in order of when I read them. So the first one is Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. This book is so good. I am in love with this book. I like had no idea what I was getting myself into when I picked it up. I kind of just was like trying something new. This was definitely not something I would have picked up like normally on my own. So when it showed up on Book of the Month, it was like that extra push to be like, okay, let me just try something different. And I love this book. With Frederick Bachman's writing, it's really about like people and connections and humanity and love and friendship and compassion and sadness and like so much complexity like that takes place in being a human being. And this was just so much fun, and the narration style is so fun. He like kind of involves you in the story, makes you feel so silly. If you don't know, this is a story about a bank robbery that has gone wrong, that has evolved into a hostage situation with all these kooky people. So it's really fun. It's not like thriller-esque or anything. It's just really like a character study of all these people in the hostage situation. So highly recommend. And then I have The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, another book that I went in with like no expectations. I started it on audio and then immediately was like, what is this? This is amazing. I need to purchase a physical copy. So I did, and I am obsessed with this as well. This is like a murder mystery with a Groundhog's Day element and some more magical things going on. Honestly, I would preferably recommend that you read this with like no information at all. Like just go in blind, because that's how I went in. Like I kind of like heard people talking about it, so I was interested, but I let enough time go by that I kind of forgot what they said. And the synopsis will tell you like the thing that shocked me the most, but like if you just go in, don't read the synopsis, just like start, and you know that it's like magical and there's like this Groundhog Day thing and there's a murder mystery, like that's enough. And it's just so fun, and I think the writing was so good, and I think all of the mystery elements he sprinkled in were like really important. There's not just things to necessarily throw you off, like pretty much everything is critical to figure out what's going on. And I'm not like a mystery person normally, so I don't know if for like an expert mystery person if it will hit the same, but for me this was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I need more books like this. Actually, another book that I kind of want to read that reminds me of this is that 22 Murders of So-and-so. It's like yellow and blue, and it gives me the same kind of energy with like a murder mystery and magical aspects, and I'm really intrigued by that. So let me know if you've read that and you think I would like it. And then the last book I read like last month, and it's Tomorrow. This was so beautiful. I'm sure you've seen everybody talking about it. It was Book of the Month's best book of the year. This is about video games, but also friendship and heartbreak and tragedy and love. And again, it's like a character study on being human and all the ups and downs of relationships, romantic or platonic. And I just thought it was like masterfully written, and there are so many like things you could analyze about this book that I can't even touch on, because like I'm not the smartest person in the room, but there were just some things that I was like, wow, that really made me think, like, ooh, like how could I analyze this or whatever, and I would just love to have like more in-depth conversations. I was texting one of my bridesmaids, Ruth, about this book. She read it around the same time as I did, and we were just like going back and forth, and it was so fun to like, I don't know, just try to like find meaning in so many of the elements that happen in this book. So another one that I would highly recommend, and I loved it. It made me cry multiple times. So if you want to cry, here's one. All right, so those are all the prompts. I hope you had fun on this scavenger hunt with me. And yeah, if you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you join my little community that I'm building here, and I will catch you in another video. Bye.